Hello, how's it going? I am here with Josh Bramlett and Andrew Stanton, and we are going to be talking about the brand new song The Nation's Fall today. If you haven't heard it, it is out on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, anywhere that you listen to music, it is out there. So I just thought it would be kind of cool if we just stopped in and had a bit of a story behind the song chat, because I had Andrew Stanton as a co-writer with me. I had Josh come on and do some guest vocals. He slayed it. And not here with us today is Josiah. He also co-wrote on this song and did the bulk of the mixing and mastering process.
Awesome. What's up, dude?
I'm just kind of hanging out. What have you been doing?
Not too much. I mean, I think the band's going to be playing a lot this summer, hopefully, which I'm really, really excited about. Got some new music coming out soon. And other than that, just trying to run a business with my brother. So it's been going pretty good. I'm excited to hear about this song.
Yeah, so The Nation's Fall, I kind of wrote it a few months back. It was one of the songs that we tracked in August. And this song has had a little bit of evolution over the course of me writing it. So it started around some of the summer, and we had to rewrite some of it because it was a little bit on the nose. We just wanted to make it a little bit more friendly.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about writing the lyrics together, me, you, and Josiah, we were kind of forecasting like, okay, this isn't about America necessarily. It's just about the nations of the world and the timeline of Revelation and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So with the spiritual perspective, we had to, just change a couple things to make it more about that and less about, or make it less, conspicuous about like, oh, what are they trying to say about what's going on in the world? Like right this second, it's like, not necessarily. That wasn't your goal. And so sometimes it's kind of easy to like, get off.
Oh, totally. I think people could, especially with the climate right now, I think people could, read way too far into it. I mean, this is a message that, would have been great and relevant even, years ago. You know what I mean? So I think it's cool. Who wrote that main riff, man?
So the main hook riff was actually, this is kind of a rewrite as well. This used to have a more of like a chuggy back and forth thing that just went, but I found when I was recording the draft session of it that it was a little easier to just go for the full open notes. So I came up with that as a bit of a revision that would make it a little bit easier to track.
Yeah, he wrote most of all the music on this batch of singles or whatever it's going to be. So all the riffs and stuff, you can give credit to Mr. Colton here.
What I was going to say was, no, I love that opening riff. I think it's super bitey. Sounds great.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it because you're part of it. Kind of behind the song, like what was your big inspiration for that? So I would say my biggest thing, we're actually going through Revelation at our church right now. So it's kind of a background thing. But what I would say is the biggest one is that even in your darkest times that you see, like throughout whatever goes on, whatever you see, God's always in control of that. Mm-hmm. So whatever darkness you see, whatever's coming, whatever's already gone through, this has honestly happened many times before. And when everybody thought that their world was ending, God had the control of it and it went on.
That's cool. One thing I bet a lot of people are wondering too, did Josh write the lyrics for the parts that he sings, or was that?
He did not. I wrote some of those, and you and Josiah wrote some of those as well.
Cool.
Yeah, but they were great to sing. Actually, I was super blown away by your voice, man. I had to sing that morning on some demos, so I came in a little rough, but dude, hearing that song and maybe some other things, Your range is incredible, man. Yeah, did you do all your own harmonies on the tracks?
Yes, I even did the super high one that's right before the last chorus. I did that too.
Very, very cool, man. Because that's, like we're all about trying to keep things real. And so Jarob does almost all the harmonies on our tracks, or me. But man, there's just some that are just out of my range, brother. So we had to bring in some big guns for that. So I was super impressed with your vocals, man. Super good stuff.
Yeah, I don't have a Dane Allen for my songs.
Well, yeah, he's a legend. So what are some of the plans like for the rest of the stuff, or for the song? Like, what do you have in mind?
So right now we are planning on getting some merch done for this song, like some shirts, probably some flags, and maybe a keychain or something like that. Probably going to put out one more song before the album, but probably won't put out more than one.
You are going to release it all together as an album?
Yes.
Eventually? Cool.
Oh, yeah. I think that's great, man. I mean, I'm kind of old-fashioned, but I still, I know we live in like a single-driven world. It's very smart to release singles, but I'm happy that you're going to do it as a record eventually, just because I think for a lot of people that's really special, having that, all together in one place,
Mm-hmm.
So what was the process like? I mean, like, how long did it take you to track this stuff?
So to track everything, it took a couple of years, because the first time I went to Nashville, we recorded just the first single, Blood. We did that at Josiah's old place. And then the year after that, I came back and recorded 3 other songs in Josiah and Andrew's place. And then the last time I came in, we did the last 5 songs, and I did that in both Josiah and Andrew studios.
One of the things that bands experience a lot, and maybe you have too, is when you record your first album, you've had a lot of time to prepare the songs and a lot of shows to play them at and a lot of practices to finish writing them. But when you get into doing your second and third releases, there's a lot shorter time frame because you're out playing shows to support your project that you just did.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still letting those kind of live their musical life. And then you're supposed to have 10 new songs ready in a third of the time that it took you to get that first batch. So you'll have to get used to how that acceleration feels. But moral of the story is just never stop writing, and you'll always have some stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's why they, a lot of artists have the sophomore slump, I think that's exactly right. And that's something that our band needs to get way better at. And we've been getting better at, but, we only wrote when we had to, you know what I mean? And I mean, like you said, we had all these years to prepare for certain albums, but, the quicker your turnaround time is, the less time you have. So now we're just trying to write continuously, instead of just writing when we have to and just coming up with enough tracks for a record, like we're trying to get a lot more than that, so we have a lot to choose from, and that can be tough for sure. Colton, love the song so much, dude. I love what you're doing, brother. I hope we can play a show together sometime soon.
Hey, that'd be awesome. Likewise for you, your song Greater is greater than all the rest of the stuff you put out.
Thanks, man.
Number 1, got a sneak peek of the new album from Sarge when I saw you guys at the Grizzlies, and it was definitely my favorite protest stuff that I've heard so far. And I called it
good. So that's good to hear. I mean, as you know, it's always scary putting new stuff out. Just how it's going to be received and all that stuff. So we'll see. But I'm very excited. So thank you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, great catching up with everybody, and awesome song. I love how it came out. It was really fun writing together and tracking it together. I did a great job on mix, but having you, Josh, as a part of it definitely elevates it to a new realm for old stuff. And happy that
absolutely love it. Absolutely. Well, yeah. Thank you guys so much. It's good to see you both. Rock on, and we'll talk later.
Hey, see you later. Have a good one.